If you clicked on this video, you already know what time it is. Something in this thumbnail, something in the title tugged at you, okay? And you said, girl, oh my God, she's talking to me. This is for me. I'm feeling this way. Yes, happens to me often. I don't know if this is just like an effect of us being on lockdown and our lives just, changing, no big deal. I think a lot of us, oh my God, guys, every time you hear me say the word just leave a banana. I'm working on phasing that out of my vocabulary. I don't know why it's there. Like, Tiarra, you can take a healthy pause. You don't have to fill up every freaking second of silence with relax. So yeah, leave me a banana peel and I'll get tired of seeing those. This is like virtual reprimanding, okay? The panoramic definitely has us all, just really analyzing our lives, the time we have, realizing that time is finite, realizing that interactions are important, realizing that you got to do a lot more than just like, comment, subscribe. No, I'm kidding. But like your friends' pictures, DM them. Like friendship is more than that. And, I'm pretty sure a lot of you realize some of y'all friendships weren't that tight. And some of your people weren't your people. Some people fell into different categories. Some people ain't shared a toilet paper stash with you. That's neither here nor there. The reason for this little rant, okay, was that, we've had time to reflect. And I think a lot of us are doing a lot of our shadow work, So anyway, what are boundaries, right? A boundary is very simple. It's a limit. It's a line, just like the line I just drew in my eyebrow. It's a no. Boundaries are not fun. It's not fun expressing them. It's not fun sharing them. Essentially what you're doing is showing someone how imperfect you are, who you really are, and you're like so afraid sometimes to share these things because you're afraid of rejection. Hey, I love you so much and I want this to work so much that we can't do this anymore because it makes me feel this way. So if you love me back, can you respect this for me? Can you hold this down for me? And I'm aware that you may reject me for this, but I love you this much that I don't want to be in a toxic friendship or relationship with you. It's not fun. I didn't say it would be, okay? But it's necessary. I just want you guys to know that this is something I'm actively working on, which is why I can share. I'm not here regurgitating things and think pieces, okay? I am working on this. I've been working on this for the last few years, and I've seen a lot of progress. And I'm just like, oh my God, let me share with the girls. Like, this is the type of content that I want to do. Like, let's grow together. Let's create boundaries and stop people pleasing because it's so freeing over here. And me, Tiarra Monet, am a recovering people pleaser. I'm almost recovered. I am almost delivered, just not there yet. I still have, guys, culture girl, grew up in church. I was raised to put people first and grace, extend grace. What would Jesus do? Girl. But yeah, recovering people pleaser here. If you are here, say I see you. I see you. Let me just let you guys know, setting boundaries is not fun. It's going to be awkward. It's going to be painful. Your friends are going to have sometimes physical reactions, visceral reactions to you setting a boundary. It may be awkward. And me, I don't like confrontation just because I got some issues, child. All confrontation is not bad, and that's something that I've come to terms with. To some people, setting boundaries may feel like sudden and like, oh my God, where's this coming from? Oh my God, have you been holding on to this forever? No, I haven't. I'm just expressing that I'm working on this thing right now and I love you that much. It may be challenging for people because it's like they're not used to you standing up for yourself. They're not used to you expressing your opinion. They're not used to you saying no. But you gotta stay strong, sis. The thing is, like, you have to be very firm when you express your boundaries just because they're just not up for discussion. When you speak to me this way, it triggers this. When I make plans and you show up 2 hours late, it makes me feel this way. It makes me feel like you don't respect my time. Everything doesn't have to be a fight. It can just be a conversation. And if you can't have a conversation, that's another story. This ain't your friend, child, and you might need to repeat after me. Boundaries protect relationships. Go ahead, your turn. See, just keep repeating that to yourself every time you get a little anxiety about expressing yourself. All it is you wanting to protect or keep someone in your life that you care about. And it's not your business to help them understand that. You do have to, we'll talk about approach in a second though. This primer, guys, have you ever said yes when you didn't want to? Have you ever committed to something that you really didn't want to? Have you ever, you know, sacrificed your inner peace to make someone else comfortable? Are you afraid of conflict? Are you not confrontational? You have to quite literally stop sacrificing yourself for other people's comfort. That's rule number one. That's step one. Anyone that loves you within reason should be able to put up with you figuring things out. There's a level of patience that just comes with love. You really have to stop spending time trying to maintain other people's energies. I love astrology, guys. Church girl that loves astrology, sue me. As a textbook Sag, I feel like I do concern myself a lot with other people's energies. Like I'm always like managing the room. I'm always reading the room, reading people. But that is a trait that I am well aware of. It gives me anxiety. Like when I do that, I'm sacrificing myself and my experience. And time is so precious. I don't have time to waste managing other people's energies. I should be focused on me. I'm actively working on refraining from managing other people's energy, spending time, you know, investing in making sure everybody else is copacetic, okay? Because I'm essentially just sacrificing myself. You're sacrificing yourself too. Don't do that no more. Like, all right, girl, so how am I supposed to stop doing this? How am I stop? And the one thing I can say, guys, is Beyonce's internet has helped us immensely, okay? I feel like we're so blessed to have so many free resources, YouTube videos, communities. We can kind of step away from the real world, from our problems, and really try to dive deep and figure out what in the bee's knees is going on. So let's get into the how-to. Step one, self-awareness. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, moving out of my hometown has been the #1 life hack, okay? But it's also just shown me so much about people and just being out of my comfort zone and having to like connect with people I have very surface relationships with. And the one thing I have noticed is a lot of people lack self-awareness. It's like troubling to me, but I'm starting to realize that it's normal because a lot of people just don't take that time. And again, I am a self-editor. I'm constantly replaying conversations and experiences. Recovering people pleaser. Did I mess up? Oh my God, oh my God. Okay, aggravating. I've just noticed that a lot of people lack self-awareness, and it's just because everyone does not take the same time out of their day that you do to be self-aware and to reflect. You know, some people just don't even know themselves. And that's it. Like, do you know yourself? How can you set a boundary if you don't even know who you are, girl? How you telling me how to treat you if you haven't spent any time with yourself? Have you taken yourself out on a date? Do you know what kind of food you like? What are your desires? What are your preferences? What's your communication style? Are you triggered when people yell at you? Do you prefer your friends to write to you when they have a problem? Do you want to talk on the phone? Who are you? Take that time. And don't get me wrong, like, you're not going to figure yourself out overnight, guys. Like, because we're always changing, we're always growing, and our needs are always changing. So, you know, give yourself grace and give people grace to an extent. Because some people just, again, okay, not knowing these things, not having self-awareness, it's giving doormat. It's giving walk all over me. And that's what people gonna do. The one thing that people are gonna do is what you teach them to do. Inadvertently, you're teaching people how to treat you, okay? So take some time, develop some self-awareness. It's literally a life hack, guys. Communication, and I feel like I'm yelling at myself right now because I, again, was someone that really hated confrontation. It's that fear of rejection, right? Like, oh my God, if I tell someone I'm unhappy right now, they could leave me. They could not like me. They could think I'm, you know, dramatic. Like, there's so many outcomes that come from communicating. And I used to always just automatically think conflict, oh my God. But no, communication is so healthy. And that's something that I've gotten so much better with just because, like, I'm gonna put myself first, Lucius. Okay. Sometimes being the peacekeeper, the person that would like always hold it down. My needs aren't that important. Like, oh, it's not that deep. I don't want to come off as petty. No, babe, that's a real feeling. You should express yourself, especially to someone that you consider a friend. It's okay. And guess what? If that person is really your friend, they're going to sit with that. And even if you're right or wrong, express yourself. That's someone that's supposed to love you unconditionally, okay? Within reason. One thing that's important to know is like people aren't mind readers. So I used to be the girl that like I would just shut down. Actually, not used to. I still struggle with that. Sometimes, especially if I've communicated something to someone multiple times, I'm going to shut down because like now you... Tiarra, calm your Bronx self down. You was about to get riled up. Bring it down. All right. But like if I've communicated something to you multiple times, where's the disconnect here? What's going on, mamas? What's going on, papa? Like, I've told you I don't like this. Why are we still here? So I will shut down quick, like, or if I feel disrespected, especially, you know, there's so many variables, but people aren't mind readers. People don't know what your problem is. Even if someone's been your friend for 50, 11 years, like, we change so much. Communicate your thoughts, communicate your desires, like, help people help themselves to help you. Okay, it's a win-win. And if it doesn't, that means you guys just are on different levels. Maybe you're not meant to be deeper, closer friends. And that's fine. That could be your hookah buddy. I don't do hookah. But kudos to everybody in Atlanta that do, because child, I can't even get my nails done without a hookah. Okay? Who said I want secondhand smoke? I think it's also important to note that like you have to watch your delivery. I think a lot of people, my best friend always says this. She's just like, this is just, I'm not being rude. This is just how I feel. And it's just like, yeah, no, you're entitled to your feelings. However, your delivery, like you have to be very cognizant of other people, where their headspace is. Like you don't have to be mean when you communicate these things, just because you don't want this to end up in a shoot 'em up bang bang fight. We want this to end, oh God, this is too much foundation. We want this to end on a good note. So just be mindful of your delivery. And if you feel like you're getting worked up, just be like, hey, you know what? This is not how I wanted the conversation to go. Is it okay if we revisit it later? Okay, girl. I really don't want us to get into over it. You know, it's tough. I'm not saying it's easy, but you don't want to be mean when you communicate these things. The people that you're communicating with get upset when you express these boundaries. That's their problem. I don't know what to tell you, but yeah. That's all I have to say. You know, like, okay. Well, that's me communicating my boundaries, you know. We can talk whenever you're ready. Lastly, let's talk about compromise, because that's all relationships really are. It's imperfect people connecting, joining hands, and, you know, frolicking in the fields together. Working things through is going to require compromise. And, you know, sometimes the way we feel isn't always true, right? It's not the truth. And my other best friend always says that. And it's helped me so much, because it's like, yeah, you're right. Like, just because I feel this way doesn't mean it is the truth. You know, it's just something I need to express to someone. Sometimes it's not going to be a one-hitter quitter conversation. Sometimes you might have to revisit it. And again, this is where my patience wears really thin, because I personally don't feel like I should have to talk to anyone multiple times. Like, we're not in grade school, right? We're not 3 years old. I just personally feel like, you know, as adults, we shouldn't have to have multiple conversations. But it happens, you know? We're human. We're flawed, again. Imperfect people, all of us. Nobody got the answers, but self-awareness, communication, and compromise. That is how we effectively communicate our boundaries, work through them, and essentially just be in love, you know? We're on our P. Diddy, okay? We done been through enough. We done suffered enough. We just want to be happy and live in harmony. I think, like, ultimately, again, back to the people pleaser topic. People pleasers are usually just empaths. You know, they want to fix everything. They just have this urge to be the sacrificial lamb for everyone else. That quite frankly can become very draining. And then it's essentially gonna drain you eventually to the point where you end up hating people, because it's usually not reciprocated. It's very rare that empaths find each other. And when they do, these are the people that you see that usually like meet and become friends so quickly, or meet and connect so fast. And it's like, damn, they just met. They besties already. That's dope. Yeah, it's usually because they connect on a spiritual level. Most people pleasers are empaths, and It's usually a result of their own trauma. It's not your place to fix everything. That's the role that I played for over a decade. And I am, when I tell y'all TT baby be sitting back, baby, I can't fix your problem, but you could talk to me about it on Tuesday because I'm busy today. That sounds, I hate the word mean, but like, you don't have to make yourself always available. You don't have to, you know, be someone's therapist. A friend needs to vent to you, cool, answer the phone if you have the mental wherewithal, but you are not anyone's therapist, you know? And sometimes you could just listen, but stop trying to fix things, okay? Stop. Because sometimes it's to your own detriment and you're gonna get burnt out because you're gonna realize most people are takers. Most people think that they're givers, but they're really takers. They soak up your time, they take up your energy, always calling you with some drama, not self-aware, you know, not realizing that, you know, they're disrupting your peace. Like, some people just don't have that. Some people are working on it. And I personally just don't think it's fair to make people suffer or pay for sins they're not aware of because you haven't communicated, right? So if someone's doing those things to you, you have to let them know. Because if you don't, again, people aren't mind readers and you end up cutting somebody off because they've stepped over a boundary you haven't communicated. You know, you're kind of at fault there. I'm just saying. Back to you, baby girl. You, my friend, should prioritize protecting yourself and your peace. And again, this is going to come off like a slap in the face to people who aren't used to you doing that. People who aren't used to you putting your time and your energy first. You know, it'll be like, what the fuck? You know, excuse me? But you have to prioritize that, because what good are you? How can you pour from a cup that is empty? You can't. And you gotta like stop and ask yourself, like, are these people thinking about me in this way at all? Are the people that you're afraid of hurting considering you at all? 9 times out of 10, they aren't. Why I am living in this space right now. You know, it's just like, and again, this goes back to self-awareness. Everybody ain't got it. Everybody ain't got it. And it's okay. It doesn't make you any better than anyone, but it does make your life a lot more peaceful. Oh, this is the best part, baby. Snatch this note. Snatch me, darling. Oh my God, I know I'm late. I'm not even gonna look at the time. Okay, guys, I gotta wrap this up. Hello, where's my contour brush? 1-800-contour brush. Where are you? Something so harmonious about contouring, darling. I just don't know exactly what it is, but it just brings out my inner bad bitch, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of harmony, it costs. It costs you your authenticity. And I think that is one of the things I was really disappointed with myself about, because I just felt like sometimes I would be too agreeable or ignore what I felt about a situation to keep the peace, keep the harmony. You're not being your authentic self if you're not being honest. And the one thing that I think aging has taught me is, like, we don't have that much time here on this earth. Why spend any time not being your true authentic self? Like, you owe that to yourself. Communicate. The girls that know, and the girls that don't, quite frankly, can go. You can go, Ms. Mamas. It's not always gonna be sunshine and blue skies. Like, let's just be realistic here. But these boundaries can help keep the forecast a little bit more palatable. Another thing, the no. Practice, baby, because I sure have. I just have to reel myself back, because I say no so much now. Because again, me, sure, of course, no, yeah, no problem. Babe, it is a problem. Yeah, you're putting me in an uncomfortable situation. You know I don't deal with this person like that. So why would you put me at an event with this person? Oh, I really don't have any money for you. I can't. I'm really sorry. People are taking advantage of you and crossing your boundaries. You have to learn how to say no, and you have to learn how to say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Practice. Look in the mirror and say no. Do it right now. Go ahead. You can pause this video. No. Ain't going to happen. If you have a hard time saying it in person, say it via text. Hey, babe, I'm really sorry, but actually, oh my God, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. Your no's are complete sentences. I just caught myself reverting. I used to be like, no, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, I can't. No, I can't make it. No excuses. No reason why. No is a complete sentence. That's it. Y'all saw me? Nope. We're all like in the same space right now, and it's a beautiful thing because as a collective, I see all of us kind of transcending and growing. It's just so flicking beautiful to me. The hard conversations are always going to be the hard conversations. They're always going to be the hard conversations. They're going to be conversations that you look back on and you're going to be so proud of yourself because you're going to be like, girl, I could have did this earlier. This was so easy. Like, I promise, after you do it once, after you say no once, again, I told y'all, I had to reel myself back. Like, girl, you need to relax. Putting yourself first can be addicting, so you got to find balance. Again, that's another video. But ultimately, what's going to fuel this chapter of your life is self-love. And self-love is you preserving all the things that make you you. You preserving the energy that keeps a smile on your face. You preserving the energy that you put out to work so hard to break generational curses and trauma. All the work you've done, like, no one deserves a seat at that table to even be able to unwrite that. I'm protect my peace at all costs, child. And I think that is ultimately also what's going to fuel this soft life that everyone is, you know, grasping at right now, because it's not something that is just one thing. It's not linear. It's not you having a Birkin. It's not you living in a glass box and, you know, I don't know, sipping matcha. It is a combination of things. It's inner peace, outer peace, healthy relationships, healthy communication. Like, so it's just you loving yourself enough to do the work. Self-love, that's all it is. That's what soft life really is. But that's another video too. As you were watching, I hope you like jotted down things that like kind of resonated with you or kind of made you go, ooh, you know? I want us, again, to grow together, to realize that no one is perfect. We're all on this journey together. Some of us may be at the front of the bus. Some of us may be at the back. Some of us may have to get off and meet up at another stop, child. And that's fine. Like, it's not a linear thing. We're going to hit some bumps in the road, but it's okay. And the beauty about this thing called life is that we get to curate it. No one does it for us. This is your life. I'm a part of your life right now. And while on this journey, just measure your output, say no, enforce those boundaries with your chest, and commit to doing this for yourself, not for anyone else. You know, like, you know in your heart what you want. You know in your heart what you deserve. You know if someone is feeding you or draining you. You know if someone is even capable of having this conversation with. And if you don't, you need to sit and take a minute and just reevaluate your friendships. Reevaluate who pours into me. Who asks me how my day is going? Does anyone ask me how my day is going? Am I just the person everyone calls because I'm always going to answer? Just because your phone rings and it may be in your hand doesn't mean you have to answer the phone. If you are having me time, that's me time. Call back. It's okay, guys. You have to be a little selfish in this season of growth, and of course, within reason. I trust that we'll all be okay. We're all going to get through this together. The royalties. Let me actually get dressed so that when I do my outro, I can head up out this dough. Outro and out the dough. All right, guys, is it giving tea party? Because that's where I'm going. I'm going to a spring fling / tea party, and I just didn't want to take the assignment and interpret it so literally. So this is the vibe. I'll insert a picture of my outfit if you guys care. But anyway, to close out this video, thank you guys so much for sitting through this. I am going to be putting out a lot more content like this. So if you like it, I mean, just thumbs it up. Like, it really takes 2 seconds. Like, you could do it right now. Come on, that's my boundary. You can't be watching my video and not thumbs up or comment. Give me some feedback. Yeah, I know I'm a little rusty. So anyway, thank you guys so much for, again, sitting here. I hope this video left you with a little bit of peace and some nuggets that you can put in your pocket and pull out and munch on in times of need. I love you so much, and thank you for tuning into my channel. And be sure to come back every Friday and Sunday because that's when I upload new videos or whatever. And in closing, let's stop assuming, Let's stop overthinking. Let's stop people pleasing. Okay? Let's work on not being passive aggressive. As a black girl, I overstand, but you know, work in progress. But let's stop overthinking. Let's establish and set boundaries. Let's be comfortable with confrontation and, you know, just having healthy communication with our friends, loved ones, and everything else in between. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.